This could be the day, everybody. The day that Rhett Sheffield finally wins a Super Bowl title after starting his career as the worst undrafted quarterback in the league at 49 overall. The morale boost right now has made him the highest overall we've ever seen, 79. That is enough to make him the number 28 quarterback in the league, but he's definitely not the 28th most accurate quarterback. I focused on those ratings quite a bit, and they're really good. You would never need to touch those again if they didn't go down. But anyway, Rhett Sheffield is here, and we're hoping today is the day that a Super Bowl championship finally comes to our Carolina Panthers in this series. We just had maybe our best regular season overall, but now, win or go home in the playoffs, of course. There's one game I wanted to check on, though, in our regular season. There was apparently, I remember the 10-7 game, but apparently our only touchdown was not even offensive. So I just wanted to take a look at that. It was a Buccaneers game, week 7. The only touchdown was not from special teams. That almost never happens in simming. It was instead, where is it? Where's the touchdown? It wasn't rushing. Where is our touchdown? McDonald kicked an extra point. There was a touchdown somewhere. We never intercepted the football. All right. We never forced the fumble. We never recovered a fumble. Where's this touchdown coming from? No blocked punts. I don't know what to say. I wanted to check out how this happened, and nobody will ever know the mystery of the missing touchdown. First of all, this time of possession advantage is ridiculous. Second of all, we had a red zone touchdown, so it was obviously the offense. What if someone had negative rushing yards, though, and ran for a touchdown? No, it's not even that. All right, I give up. We began this season by defeating the Atlanta Falcons and later tied against them, so we did technically win the season series. They never defeated us. Now we must win once more against Atlanta to make it to the NFC Championship. First, we have a little upgrading to do. Garrison Lowry, why don't we go deep threat once again? Playing now as an 83 overall receiver, deep route running, release, catching traffic. Good to see those ratings going up. The only other player to upgrade is cornerback Denzel Underwood. It was our fourth cornerback, though, Holton Hill, who made a big play in the postseason the last time we made it. So we'll see what's in store now. The Atlanta Falcons are our first opponent, hopefully not our last. What are their strengths? What do we have to worry about? They've shut down opposing running backs. Ooh. I don't like the sound of that. If there's a team that can slow down our running game like we saw in the Super Bowl with Baltimore, that is tough for us to overcome. As the number 1 seed, the playoffs run through Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's get into game 1. Kansas City defeated Cincinnati, so Patrick Mahomes and company move on. I'm hoping that if we make it to the Super Bowl, we have a different opponent. But let's see if we can get to the NFC Championship first. Atlanta starts with the football. Third down. How about a 3-and-out to start things? I love the sound of that. And we'll start out on our offense. Drop. And 3 straight incompletions. 22 yards. Calvin Ridley has the game's first down. Jazeer Coakley is the running back. He picks up a first. Atlanta at our 35. Should get points on this drive, you'd assume. Hopefully we can hold them here. 3rd and 9. Come on, guys. That's a touchdown. There we go. Run the football. 7 yards McCaffrey. 16 to DJ Moore. Again, if we don't make it to the Super Bowl and don't accomplish our goal, I have to make a very key decision regarding DJ Moore. So I'm hoping we just win the Super Bowl and don't have any tough decisions. We just celebrate. 7-3 game. They're back in Carolina territory, and first down, Joey Bennett. The Falcons again into the red zone for the second time. They scored a touchdown here once. Again, convert on 3rd down. And there we go. Back-to-back losses, and they still get the touchdown. No one and done. Not today. Running the football well, but not well enough. Come on. We take this one to the second half, and sadly, we are down 14-3. This is pretty key for us here. Can we get some points? A penalty, and then a throwaway. Offense doing nothing today. Defense finally picks up another stop. Why don't we watch a little bit of this offense with Rhett Sheffield as they try to get their first touchdown today. From the 27-yard line, here is Sheffield handing McCaffrey, trying to get outside, and he's going to pick up just one. Oakland has knocked out the Cleveland Browns, so there's one team we won't have to face. They're usually pretty good. Sheffield off the fake, going long and caught! DJ Moore with the catch. Again to the air with Sheffield, caught by DJ Moore, who breaks a tackle. That is a first down. More play action here. This is the Kyle Shanahan playbook, and Sheffield to the end zone. It is caught, but out of bounds. Handoff, and there's daylight. McCaffrey for 9 yards. No field goals. Third and short. Come on, snap it. No, we had an automatic first down. Instead, we earn it with the pass. That was the rookie, JT Beecham. Nice play. Now we're in the red zone. Can we finish this drive? McCaffrey is not in the game. That's a little concerning. All right, he's okay. It was just stamina, I guess. 15-yard line now. Wouldn't mind a run. McCaffrey outside, makes a move. And still on his feet, but running out of room, and finally going down. Two receivers set, 3rd and 6. Sheffield dump it. End zone in the back corner, incomplete. Could have had the first down if we checked it to McCaffrey, though. Field goal's at least good, so we have something there. Can we get another stop? 5 yards Coakley, that's a first. 8-point game. Atlanta driving. Sacked by Finney. Intercepted Brendan Young. So there's the takeaway. Defense makes it happen. Now we take it to the fourth quarter. Down 8. First down, Laurie. Can we finish this one? DJ Moore. And the 2-point conversion is good. We got to watch some of this defense now. The game is tight. In the fourth quarter, Carolina trying to take the lead for the first time. There's a good stop on Coakley, who makes the third down play this time. Time for Gallagher. He dumps it for the first. The Rams beat the Chicago Bears, so if we win, that is our next opponent. Here's another run. Good tackle. Can we get off the field? We're bringing the house on this play. And can't make the stop. I do not like that blitz call at all. We play well on first and second down. Can we just get a third down stop again, please? They could kick a field goal from here, however, so if we get a sack, that'd be nice. And we're bringing pressure again. Gallagher gets it away for the first down. Atlanta's inside the 15. We got this. So now we just try to hold them to 3, and we're probably only going to get one more drive after this. Atlanta, touchdown. Oh, man. That was a tough drive. Well, we have to tie it now. Spreading out the defense, first down, Rhett Sheffield. Time to make something happen. Dumping this off, and a gain of 3. Here's a strike and a catch again. DJ Moore, yards after the catch. Sheffield, here's another reception. Room to the outside. This team is giving up so much yards after the catch. The Kyle Shanahan playbook is designed to get yards after the catch, I'd have to think. San Francisco's so good at that. Another catch, and maybe not a first down. First run of the possession. Oh no, McCaffrey. Never juke backwards. It's a delay, and McCaffrey on the draw is going to be a yard shy. So we're going for it. And here's basically our season right here. Sheffield throwing. Uh-oh. Over the middle. Caught! DJ Moore! Touchdown! Thank you! That throw didn't seem like it was getting out on time. That's why I was a little worried. But Sheffield knows what he's doing. Extra points good. So, 21 all. A minute 30 left. Who wins this one? Here is Gallagher. He starts with a quick slant, and the Falcons get 6 yards. Clock is running, so if they get close, we're probably not getting much of a chance to respond. Gallagher swings. Good tackle. Nice play. Do not send 6. Please, just send 4. Thank you. Here's the pass, and it converts. Short throw. And can't. Wait a minute. I guess his knee, touchdown. The animation still plays. 38 seconds. Again, they dump it. Good open field stop. Come on, defense. 3rd and 2. Over the middle, and they convert again, but still not in field goal range. Basically, 10 more yards, and they can consider it. 1st and 10. We need a play. Uh-oh. There's room. That's 13 and a penalty. What are you doing? Daniel Monroe. I mean, they were still going to be in field goal range, but now it's basically a gimme. 1st and 10. And they'll run it again. All right. We'll sim the rest. 33-yard field goal, good. So now we have 7 seconds to respond. Just gonna waste this season, aren't we? 1st and 10. A miracle is necessary. 4 seconds left. That's a deep shot from Sheffield, and 1 second left. Yeah, you can stop warming up there. I don't think the field goal is gonna be what we count on here. So there's like no chance of this happening. 24-21. Do we have a miracle? This ball is incomplete, and we will be going through another season. Come on, Carolina. We lose to the Falcons. 3rd down defense, so frustrating. We just couldn't get off the field. 13 of 16, that's pathetic. Then we were 2 of 8 ourselves. Come on, we shouldn't have lost to this team. I really did not want to go through an offseason right now. I wanted to keep going through games. That's not how it goes. 12-3-1, and now someone else is going to be a champion instead of us. And this was our year. This had to be our year. Our team was great. Top 5 offense, top 5 defense. And now what? Yes, the Falcons lost the Super Bowl at least. McCole Hardman and the Oakland Raiders won the Super Bowl. That was a team that threw 5 touchdowns against us in Week 17, I'm pretty sure. But our journey now is set to continue with the Carolina Panthers after our one-and-done playoff result, and Rhett Sheffield has gone to Star Dev. So, that is a thing. I don't know how much it's really going to help. At this point, he did suffer some regression. It was an 8-point loss. We can handle that. So, at last, his development did go up. If that had happened sooner, he could be like an 84 overall or something like that. That would have been pretty neat. Any other development changes? Not seeing any on offense. And defensively, Martinez is now an X factor. We have that going for us. So we still have a good team, a team that should be back for more playoff action, hopefully, but I don't think we've ever made it to the postseason in back-to-back years in this series. So who knows? Maybe it's time for our step back year, especially if we end up losing a key player or two. Now I have to actually encounter this whole DJ Moore scenario and figure out if he's going to stick around. Maybe it's a good thing he lost 52 points. And I say that because now the contract becomes much more doable. Here's overall regression though. McCaffrey's down to 87, so is DJ Moore. Malik Melton probably won't be coming back next season. I have to find a running back to replace McCaffrey anyway. Finney lost 3 points. Sarah lost 12. Clemens loses 8 at age 28. Barry Rainey down 21. It's probably time then for Blair Douglas to take over that tight end role. All right, let's go. $55.8 million in cap space. Okay, we can make some moves in that case. Looking for potential saving opportunities, but I don't know that there's going to be much. I have a good thing going with this defense. I'd like to keep that intact. Raheem Jennings for 1 season will not sign the contract. I didn't think I'd sign Delonte Beckwith, but he has been playing a lot of snaps actually. If you noticed in the last episode, I showed that Beckwith was starting, but I keep forgetting his name. The player I drafted last year, the Rajon Wallace, that's who it is. I traded up for Rajon Wallace. He was the rush end, and I just did that so I could still get snaps for Beckwith. And I don't know, it seems that there's something to maybe playing a player in just that rush end role and they have better sack production. So in that case, you need somebody else to start. I don't know, maybe keeping Beckwith at $10 million a season isn't a bad idea, especially if Finney's getting older. So I want to try to make this work after all. We have cap space, so I'm going to increase both salary and bonus. And Beckwith is re-signed. For DJ Moore, there's just no way I do this deal. 3 years, $54 million is way too much. I will offer something in free agency, but it's very possible another team could make a much better offer. It's just way too much money for the fair offer, so that's not happening, and I don't know if I'll tag him this time. Artavius Short. The running game definitely got better when we added him. I know that this is a lot of money for a player who's going to be regressing. I don't know. I kind of want to make it work, but I also want to see if I can do better on the open market. Let's try signing Daniel Monroe one more time. 3 years, $31 million. We get that deal done. And Artavius Short. I'm probably just going to let him go to free agency. 14.2 is probably doable, though, compared to 20.8. Let's tag Short. But then I have to figure out what we're doing at receiver. We have Clemens and Lowry, so I felt like we could move on from DJ Moore. He sure played well in the playoff game, but might be the better move to maybe not bring him back. We keep the offensive line intact for another season, that's for sure. But now, if we don't bring back DJ Moore, we do need to address receiver again. I think Blair Douglas could very well be the starting tight end this year. He's been productive and he's a scheme fit. $13 million in cap space is not a lot to work with though. So is it even possible to bring back more? Maybe not. Again, we don't have many opportunities to save money on the salary cap. A lot of these deals are far too new. We have an $86 million deal for Finney, a big one for Martinez, Smart. So we're just kind of having to stay with what we have here. There are a lot of big contracts on this team. I maybe could have moved on from Daniel Monroe. That's maybe one move I should have thought more about. But I still think that we have 2 really good receivers. We have 2 good defensive tackles. I didn't want to worry about offensive line early again. I'd still like to address it and maybe move on from Short if we don't win the Super Bowl next year. But let's try to make some moves here. Let's give an offer to veteran Christian Wilkins. We do get Wilkins to sign along with fullback Devin Black, who was on the team last season. Yeah, I think maybe I shouldn't have done the Daniel Monroe deal because I know this is a good corner class and I could have addressed that. but keeping Monroe means our secondary is pretty solid, and I didn't want to lose too much defensively. But I guess, I don't know, maybe we lose DJ Moore and that's more of a big deal. We'll have to see this year what happens. We lose Moore and a lot of McCaffrey's ability in one offseason. That could be a very bad thing. Oh man, I did not sign DJ Moore. And now we have to play against him. He's going to New Orleans. Raheem Jennings going to the Vikings. We have a backup quarterback now. We've signed Jamario Harrington, but Miles Jack has not accepted yet. Fifth-year option this year, Willis Sherrod, who is our second best corner, and I do want to pick up his option. Oh, another fifth-year option now, Mike Haynes, defensive tackle. Yeah, I want to pick that one up as well. We're going to lose more players, aren't we? I'm trying to go all in on a Super Bowl title right now. Unfortunately, that didn't work out today. We have our picks 1 through 7 all at 28th overall in their respective rounds. I do want to address wide receiver. That's become a very critical need, especially as we're looking to maybe start Blair Douglas this year at tight end. I also have to address running back. McCaffrey, we're going to probably see a decline in production this year. And Malik Melton got a lot of carries anyway, so we do need to make sure we take care of that spot. On defense, I think that we could look at another backup defensive tackle, probably another edge rusher, maybe. We have 3, so it's not a priority that I should look at early on. I think that we'll keep developing Leroy Callaway here. He's entering a contract season, though, so if I can find a coverage backer, then maybe, but I don't think it's totally necessary. So with all that being said, then, what does the draft board look like this year? Well, at wide receiver, there are a couple options toward the top. Vaughn Pickett, Darius Reynolds. Reynolds should go pretty early in the first round. Vaughn Pickett, he should also go pretty early. They're both probably top 10, top 15 players. Do we consider trading up this year? Needing a day 1 receiver and a day 1 running back, really. I mean, in the second round, Quentin Dillon from North Carolina is just 21, so he gets a lot of time to develop. Late 2 talent, though, he's a little overrated. Will need some development. His overall is probably going to be high 60s, which is okay. But I think in the first round, I'm probably looking at going skill players in the first 2 rounds. And there are some okay options, and they don't have to be like our best receiver on day 1, but they've got to be enough to be our 3. So at running back, I didn't find as many that I liked, and this was more like a first round or nothing scenario. Another early first projection, mid 1 talent for Jose Watson, and Keith Atkins from South Carolina is also solid. But these players are all projected to be off the board very early on. Cornerback, meanwhile, is pretty strong, and I wonder what'll be available at our pick, but the corners that are really good should go pretty early at least. But there are a couple second round picks that have that first round talent, and that would be great for our first round if we did not keep Monroe. And then as another thing to think about, we should probably take a tackle in the middle of the draft, maybe in the 3rd round or so, but these players might go a little earlier. Rashad Roll, early 3rd talent, probably goes before our pick in the 3rd round. Ideally here it'd be somebody who's more of a 5th round or 4th round prospect. Yeah, this is not going to be a fun draft, I don't think. Let's get going then. Dante Zachary is the first player off the board. The top corner goes at number 2. Vaughn Pickett to the Packers at 4. Jermaine Boyle off the board. Darius Reynolds off the board. So those premier players get drafted very quickly. And Jose Watson off the board. So those options aren't there. Not going to trade up in this draft. If anything, I might trade down at some point. But here we are. Quentin Dillon's off the board, and that was probably going to be our pick. What was he? Late 2 talent, early 2 projection. He goes late 1. Keith Akins, though, is available. So I forgot about him. For some reason, he didn't go. Early first projected, early mid one talent, actually. So he's just right there. We didn't have to move up, and we can still get a first round caliber skill player. And I think it's what we have to do. A first round running back. I should probably be a little happier about this situation. Keith Akins is the pick. Hidden development. Let's go. We're back. 72 overall. He'll play behind McCaffrey, maybe get some mentorship help, but he could be McCaffrey's successor. Now I'm excited. I'm so lucky he was there. There was really no reason for him to still be available, but sometimes you just get lucky, and that happened in the previous draft I did. There was a third round receiver, and for some reason he just lasted longer than he was supposed to. I haven't had that happen for me very often in this game. If anything, players go earlier than expected, and that's pretty consistent from my experiences. Denzel Byers is off the board. I don't see anybody in this draft worth trading up for at this point. So if I don't like what's at our pick, I'm just going to trade down. A receiver would still be nice, and we could go Thomas Pruitt here. The combine wasn't great. He is a good deep route runner, decent hands, late 3 talent, just an okay receiver. There's also Ray Ferguson, who has early 2 talent. Okay, it's not late, so we could be looking at high 60s, low 70s there for his overall. But is that a smarter idea than sticking with a player who was a 3rd round pick last season? JT Beacham's a 70 entering year 2. I mean, at this point, the skill level is probably very similar. And there's still Delvin McAllister, who's higher rated, and he wouldn't be bad for the underneath routes and maybe in the slot. I'd probably have Clemens play in the slot though, so not sure that really matters. But maybe we just stick with our receivers then. If we stick with the receivers, we could take a first round tackle and be prepared for next year. Ellis Rooks. He's a better pass protector than run blocker, so I just have to be willing to deal with that. Having good run blockers has meant a lot to this team. Late 1 or early 2 in terms of talent, though. I think that's what we have to think about when lead block is Alex Prather's top skill, and he had 37 reps, so his strength should be higher than Ellis Rooks. He might be a better fit for us. Why don't we take a look at the trade down options and see if we can fall a little bit here. This would be, what, pick 60? 2029, or don't even bother talking to me. 86, 84. I don't know if I'm finding a good one here. 78, but just to pick up a 7, that's not worth it. Gotta get something better. And these offers are not good. Jim Clements has late 2 talent, so I'm not considering him here. It's between Rooks and Prather, and while Rooks will have the higher overall, I think I like Prather more. One thing to think about here, Rooks is the better athlete, a 6.1 combine grade. And obviously things like strength and acceleration and everything goes into overall, which determines your talent. So if Rooks is higher rated just based off of athleticism, being that he's late 1, Prather's early 2, if that's the difference, then the football skill might be pretty even, or the edge could go to Prather. Both have 2 B+ and B, so I just gotta make a decision. Prather's the pick. I just think he'll be a better run blocker, but we will circle back when we're done and see what Ellis Rooks' ability is. But my pick is Prather. He is a 70 overall, 33rd true value, 22 years old, and he is a better pass protector. They're both pass protector archetypes, but 80 lead block gives him a start for the running game, and all of his run ratings are at least a 70. Ellis Rooks went the very next selection to the Chicago Bears, same overall. So that is really interesting. I thought that because, late 1 versus early 2, they might as well be the same overall. They actually are. 2 picks for the offense to start. Do I think about going defense now with our next selection? Thomas Pruitt was selected, 66 overall. Obviously, he would have been like the 5th best receiver on our roster with those ratings. I could always take a blocking tight end, undrafted projection, but late 1 talent. Maybe in the 7th round, just as an extra offensive lineman, maybe. But I didn't like this class a whole lot. I just didn't see as many opportunities as some of the past classes. I'll accept 2030 picks. Let's see what we get here. A 3. That might be all I can get here, but I'd have 2 3s next year, and I think we'll make that work. The Broncos have more cap space. They'll probably be worse. Raiders were a playoff team. Oh, they were the Super Bowl champions. That's right. Not just a playoff team. 4th round now. And I still don't know exactly what I want to do. I do want to select Steven Silva at some point. I'm just going to take Silva right now here. He is a late 3rd talent here at defensive tackle. And that gives us a little extra depth here after losing Raheem Jennings. Here in the 5th round, why don't we just go best player available? Justin Price is a 2nd round talent at safety and an early 2nd round at that. So just extra depth, 70 overall. He's from Grand Valley State. That's a school in Michigan. 89 speed, 70 tackle, 75 hit power. Not bad. We have some top tier safety depth now on the team. Here in the 6th round, we can now look at possibly addressing receiver, but the athleticism here isn't great for Julius Ballard, plus he's 28 years old. We trade out of this pick for a future 5 next year. We're going to select Colin McNeil with our final pick. He is a great blocking tight end, and he has 72 overall. Does he have any receiving skills? 62 catching, not really, but he's a really good blocker. The main thing I wanted to see here was, did I take the right tackle? Alex Prather, 22 years old, pass protector archetype, but definitely strong with decent run blocking right away. Instead, there was Ellis Rooks, normal dev, also 22, also pass protector archetype. Strength is actually higher. Run block is actually higher. Pass block is only 68. So I really could have gone with either player. There are some ratings here that are different. Like Prather has the 80 lead block. Not sure how important that is. And Rooks only had 72. But in terms of the running game, like those other ratings, I think that maybe Rooks is even better with the extra strength. But it's very, very close. First upgrade for rookie running back Keith Akins, and he becomes a 73 overall, and hopefully he is ready to be an early contributor in this offense. We had an undefeated preseason, so that's a good sign. Sheffield played really well, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. On the ground, McCaffrey was efficient. Keith Akins was not. Hopefully we can turn that around. For receiving, Rashad Clements had a touchdown. Irvin Thurston was also productive. He's just a 62 overall receiver, but made plays. Garrison Lowry for a touchdown. Colin McNeil, 2 scores, 12 catches, when receiving is not supposed to be his strong suit. Akins helped out in the passing game as well. That's good to see. Not much from Blair Douglas, though, or Barry Rainey. Douglas did have a touchdown at least. For defense, some interceptions here. Tony Smart had a couple. And for sacks, Ellison, Haynes, Finney. All right. So, I'm not sure how to feel about this team right now. Can we go back to the postseason? Let's find out. Before we start the regular season, I'll fill out the roster by signing cornerback Kevin King as our 4th corner. We're going to sign running back Phillip Miles as our 3rd back on the team. Why not sign Darius Leonard as depth at linebacker? The new season is underway, and we begin with a shutout. Dominant defense against Tampa Bay, 14-0. It was not a good debut for Rhett Sheffield this season with 2 interceptions. McCaffrey just 3.2 a carry. The running game, I am worried about it taking a step back this year. Blair Douglas, 8 catches, 72 yards. Delvin McAllister, 5 catches. So the more inexperienced receivers and tight ends helping out in this one. And then Ellison, Wallace, Haynes, Beckwith. We have figured something out with this pass rush. We lose a close game to New Orleans, and they have DJ Moore. 2 scores for Sheffield. William Batch is now the quarterback here. I have no idea who that is. We again ran the ball very poorly. 1.9 a carry for Christian McCaffrey. Receiving, Lowry found the end zone. DJ Moore did as well. Clemens scored. Monroe picked up an interception. Breakout chance, it is for Blair Douglas. He only had 3 catches in week 2, but 8 in week 1. He needs a very big game, but it's possible. I do have Alex Prather as a focus player. I want to get him as much development this year as possible, and then have him start next season, if needed. I'm also hoping that at receiver we can figure something out with McAllister and Beecham. If not, we'll be looking for another one in the draft next season. There are no first-round receivers, by the way. Not a single one. I'm not sure there's even a second-round receiver. We lose 17-7, and the offense is having some real issues to begin this season. Sheffield is not as effective. The running game isn't either. They were better in this game than in the last one, but didn't mean a whole lot. This offense has to get a lot better. Delvin McAllister is playing a lot more this season. He's a better underneath receiver, so we'll go slot for him. He's now a 74 overall. Blair Douglas. He's getting a chance this year. If he's not productive enough, then we'll look for a replacement. There's the offense. 35 points. We barely won. The defense didn't play as well, but I'll take a win that gets us up to 2-2 on the season. McCaffrey, 82 yards. We had to play against Malik Melton. Sheffield ran 8 times. He did find the end zone. So did Akins. And at receiver, nice day for Randall Gilliam. 3 catches for Blair Douglas. Not a ton of receiving production there for us at all. Wonder if there was a defensive score in this. Just 1 sack, 2 interceptions, but no defensive touchdowns. Garrison Lowry's getting upset now, not getting the football enough. We can't promise him anything. We're not that great on offense right now. This is one of the strangest draft classes I've ever seen. The top 10, top 15 has a lot of players who are overrated. At running back, overrated players. There are no first or second round receivers that I've found yet. Where are the best players in this class? Come on, Akins. We've got to get this run game going here. We need you to step up. Maybe upgrading Kenny Bruce is what this team needs. We go agile and get 1 run block rating up. We're definitely not as good of a team this year. 28-23, Tampa wins. No touchdowns for Sheffield. He did have some yardage in this game. A touchdown for McCaffrey. 10 grabs here for Clemens. 4 for Douglas. Not sure this will be enough to get Lowry's morale up. Sacks and picks here. Okay. But we're 2-3. I found a first-round receiver finally. Quentin Boone from South Carolina. He is only a late 4 projected player. This is a really strange team. We just won 31-3. So the defense can play some real elite games. They have a shutout. They have this game. 3 picks, 5 sacks, and over 100 yards rushing for McCaffrey. So that was a really good outing for us. I don't know if the Lions are just a really bad team, but this is much better at least. 2 picks for Conrad. He's been getting a lot of those lately. Breakout player opportunity. 2 of them, actually. First up, who do we have here? It is Garrison Lowry. He's going to need a monster game. Then, looks like Kadariel Conrad's getting a chance. Okay. He has been getting more interceptions than anybody, but he needs 2. At corner, you just need 1. Actually, that's to get to star. This is to get to superstar. New injury. What do we have here for this week? Tom Wallner is going to miss 3 games. Ouch. By the way, first schedule in a long time, I have a post-trade deadline bye. And we'll see what our record is going into the deadline. We're now just 3-4 on the season. We lose in overtime, failing to score beyond the first half, and the offense did not have a great day. We had 91 passing yards for Sheffield. If it weren't for Harrington, we wouldn't have even gotten to triple digits. We ran the ball okay. 109 for McCaffrey, 54 for Akins. We handed the ball off to these two 41 times. We did not get a big day for Garrison Lowry. He had 1 catch. And defensively, tackles for loss. Not sure we got anything going for Kadariel Conrad either, sadly. Another upgrade for Akins here. We do get him up to 75 overall. Awareness, elusive, and juke. Won't know his development still for a little while. Who has expiring deals this year? We've hit the trade deadline. We're only 3-4, so do we look to try and make a trade or multiple trades? Starting with Christian McCaffrey, I think a 2-year deal like this would work, and he does sign 2 years, $9 million a season. Rashad Clemens is going to be a free agent, and he's not like a top-tier receiver. He's good. And we've now seen like how tough it's going to be to replace receivers this coming off season. The draft is not looking great. What are we seeing for production here? The average is definitely down for Clemens, but it almost feels like we have no choice but to offer the contract. Cal Serra at guard. I would like to keep him. He does sign. I don't see us signing Artavius Short, obviously, so I think that trading him is definitely possible. I think the question now is just, do we sign Whitaker? If we do, we'll have about 25 mil in cap space left over. Let's try to make this work then for Whitaker. He does sign the contract. Again, we won't sign Short. We may even just trade him now, given where this team is at. If we sign Clemens, we'll be left with about 15 million in cap space. Brendan Young, I don't know. Only 79 overall, 28 years old. We have a lot already invested on defense. We have traded Artavius Short to the New England Patriots, getting a 2nd and 5th round pick, preparing for next year's draft, although I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with that draft. We were able to trade Darius Leonard for a 3rd round pick, actually, from Philadelphia, so even more picks. Those are the moves we make, but now we move on and get back to 500. We don't give up every player. We have a lot of extra draft picks now, and we're able to win our 4th game over the Jets, getting 2 touchdowns from Sheffield. Ran the ball okay, it looks like. Rainey had a touchdown, so did Blair Douglas. 3 sacks for Mike Haynes, 1 more for Rajon Wallace. This all means that Alex Prather is now a starter, a little bit ahead of where I wanted him starting, but the team just hasn't been great. I wanted to, prepare just in case this season doesn't go anywhere, but who knows? At 4-4, I guess anything's possible. We defeat New England in overtime. That's back-to-back overtime wins, I'm pretty sure, and we get to 5-4. With Sheffield's best game of the season, throwing for nearly 400 yards. So another game that just came out of nowhere. Big day for Douglas, nice day for Lowry, 10 grabs Clemens. And those 2 games were without Tom Wallner, who's now back, so the offensive line gets stronger going into the rest of the season. All the while, we're earning more upgrades. Rashad Clemens. I've got to think about this contract. I just don't know. We upgrade Keith Akins once more, 76 overall. He's getting a lot of development this year. That's good. I don't know when we're going to need him to play even more, but it could be in a couple years. The 1-win Vikings are able to get their second victory against us. 2 touchdowns for Sheffield. This one's disappointing. We ran the ball horribly again. Run game has taken a big step backwards this year. New injury, what do we have here? Blair Douglas is out 6 weeks. This team wants to stay in the playoff hunt, though. We allowed just 148 yards against Miami and won 20-14. 3 picks for Sheffield. I think he's going to have maybe a career high in that category. Running game was fine. Much better day for McCaffrey. But pass production, that has definitely been strange this year. We've had some really good breakout games, but absolutely no consistency at all. Here's a big one on the schedule. Panthers and Saints. Can we make this division title race more interesting? Sure enough, this defense gets it done, 14-6. But this division is still pretty tight. I'll take a look at the standings here afterwards. But I've definitely gotten this defense to a good place. They're able to have many elite games a season. We've allowed 0, we've allowed 3, we've allowed 6 in different games, but still, this division race, I mean, any team could be in first or last by the end of this thing. The Panthers fall to 7-6. There is a 3-way tie now atop the division at 7-6. 4 scores for Mariota, 2 more picks for Sheffield. Oh, man. I don't know what to think right now. Last year was our chance. That's what I keep thinking about. We missed it so badly. I know we forced the safety in this game. Nice job, Mike Haynes. Now we decide to beat Atlanta. 28-14, not bad. So now we're sitting at 8 victories on the season, tied with New Orleans. 16 carries, 9 yards, 2 scores. What's going on here with that stat line? Lowry, big day, finally. Clemens had a touchdown. These passing numbers are going to be really bad at the end of the year. Another quality win against the 9-win Packers. Our schedule has been tough, but now we have 9 wins. We're still tied with New Orleans. We have a shot to go back to the postseason, even if this team is nowhere near as good as last year's. Outside of the defense, maybe the defense is just as good. No major standout teams this year, and nobody in the NFC has even clinched. There are so many 9-win teams here. If we win, we should be in, I would think. If we lose, I'm not figuring it out right now. Do we have a playoff game on Wild Card Weekend? For the first time, can we go back-to-back playoff runs with this team? The Panthers will be in the playoffs, hosting. All right, division champs, back-to-back, we did it. How about that? Another good win against the Rams. We've beat some good teams to make it this far, and our defense is really, really good. So our offense, you know, losing DJ Moore hurts. I regret losing him. I wonder if we would have had regression anyway. But all of a sudden, this year was not a waste, and we're in the playoffs. I will sim wildcard weekend, and if we win, then we'll do another episode next time and see if we can go to the Super Bowl. We're going to miss Leroy Callaway, though, the rest of this season, so he's going on IR. We have a better win than Dallas. We probably have better wins than Dallas because we had a very difficult schedule. Let's go pass protector for Alex Prather. All right, let's see. Are the Panthers moving on? Next time in this series, we'll be playing division round football. All right, we took care of business in the wild card round, and next episode we have another shot at ending the challenge. We defeated the Dallas Cowboys 28-21. The defense wasn't able to do it all on their own this time. The offense had to step up, and we were able to handle a big Ezekiel Elliott day and still win. So, more surprises in this series. Ellison, 2.5 sacks, 2 for Haynes. I didn't think we would go to the playoffs after starting 3-4. I was just preparing for next draft just in case, but we're going to be picking in the late 20s at the earliest now. We have the Giants up, and why don't we take a look now at our stats and see what this year was all about then for the Panthers. We were a much more average offense, but the #1 ranked defense in terms of yards. I know our scoring wasn't great. It was a little below average, and our scoring defense, top notch. So I've built the best defense in the league here. That's a plus. Let's just check out some awards. Back-to-back MVP for Lamar Jackson. Doug Peterson, now Coach of the Year. Eli Leno, Offensive Player, Kent Choice. Vaughn Pickett beats out Keith Akins for the Offensive Rookie Award. And Jason McGee wins for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Sheffield had 12 picks, 21 touchdowns. So the production was definitely down. His overall is also down, but it's going to go up pretty soon. McCaffrey had a pretty good year, and Akins found the end zone 10 times, so it helps the development. McCaffrey, 1239. That's pretty good. I mean, after regression, that's about as much as I could have hoped for. Receiving, Garrison Lowry, 815 and 5. Rashad Clements. Is this enough to get a $10 million a year contract? Not sure. Barry Rainey and Blair Douglas were fairly productive at tight end. Delvin McAllister got more opportunity this year. He did get a couple overall boosts, but I don't know. Do we count on him moving forward? This production's all right. For the offensive line, we didn't allow a lot of sacks. We traded away Artavius Short, who was the player always allowing the most sacks. He was just a really good run blocker. This year we had 3 players with double-digit sacks, and Finney returned with 11.5. But now, what's going on here for Rajon Wallace? 5. Okay. Martinez 4. Beckwith 3.5. Yeah, I made the #1 defense here. That's the plus. But I wonder, like, you know, would DJ Moore make a big difference here? I signed a 3rd corner and a 3rd pass rusher to pretty big deals. Conrad, by the way, nice career here with all these interceptions. So, this episode ends right where it began, in the divisional round of the playoffs. This is a different team, though, offensively. We're missing DJ Moore. We're not as good as we were a year ago. And if we want to go far, it's probably up to this defense to keep playing at an elite level. I'll make some signings next episode and get us ready for hopefully a playoff run that goes better than the previous. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a like on today's video and leave your feedback down in the comment section. What did you think of this one, everybody? Hopefully next time we can pull it off. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.